Joe, Dylan, Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast.
It's a lot harder than you would think it is.
When you're bad at it.
When you're bad at it. Welcome to episode 14 of the Chomp Chain podcast.
Most of us are ready.
Put your DS away, Steve.
Yes, Steve.
I was just saving. And
Okay.
I am ready, and I'm about to try.
What
to
were
take
you
a
saving?
selfie
What
for
were you
guys.
just playing?
Nothing.
Steve,
I was playing Animal Crossing.
it was.
Me and Joe just went to a tropical island without Chris because he was a loser.
I had to go home to plant my new fruit.
Steve even paid for the whole trip.
I did. I'm such a nice guy.
I didn't spend one penny.
Spent 1,000 of my own bells. I don't have much money.
I made 16,000 on 5 bugs.
I didn't make that much. I stole some of the stuff, but I only made like 3,000. But it was just coconuts.
Welcome to the Bug Chain podcast. Okay, yeah, hi, I'm Chris. I'm here with Joe,
What's up?
Steve,
Hey,
Stillin. I said Stillin, but see if you guys fused like Goku and Vegeta, you'd be Stillin.
I'm still in this room.
Yeah.
Tell you that much.
Yeah. Okay, hi guys. Yeah. At Podcast Chomp on Twitter. I always got to remember to say
That's
that.
Hey, Steve.
What are you guys doing over there?
Panorama.
We're trying to the theme of this episode is panoramas on our cell phones. It's really hard to do it when there's just 4 of us sitting around like this. Anyway, what's up, guys?
Not much.
Same old.
Yeah, you guys have a lot more going on than I do.
what's your nose?
We're never prepared. Joe goes, "You guys ready?" We all go, "Yeah," and we're not prepared.
But we're as ready as we're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
figured that.
Oh, it's my whole face, and then your whole nose. We'll post that for reference.
What is it? The panoramic shot?
It's a panorama.
I'm just gonna post all the failed
The old
panoramas.
panorama. That's a good one.
Panorama.
Oh, whoa. Look at that schnoz. Look at that schnoz.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Joe, you and I look really nice.
We do.
So do we.
That might be the
It's
best
really
picture
hard
ever
to angle it this way.
Steve, at least you gotta at least send that to me and Joe so we can give it to our moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why is Mike just like
That's
twist.
like a complete magnet just on
So-
the fridge, right?
Let's yeah.
Look perfect.
Okay.
Let's just bring Dylan. What have you been doing since you know what me, Chris, and Joe have been doing?
Yeah.
I've just been playing more of The Witcher, and really kind of got past that learning curve, that initial
Good.
hump. I'm way past it, but not without the tribulations of the first real dungeon that you go through with what's her name, the female sorceress.
Triss?
Nope, not.
Oh no, the
Triss.
blonde one.
The blonde one, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Khan, begins with the K. I wish I could remember.
Yeah, I should remember, but
But the quest starts as it's like a continuation of the Bloody Baron mission or quest where you're trying to find out who kidnapped his wife and daughter. So it starts as like, it's about Ciri. It's like Ciri was quarreling with a local witch. And so you go to the town, and I thought it was just going to be like a little quest with like, go find the spooky witch. Whee! But you find her, and she ends up being some sorceress that Geralt knows, and then she leads you into this dungeon with 2 bosses.
Yep.
That it took me a couple days because I was wholly unprepared. I went in with absolutely nothing because I thought I was just going to do like a little quest that may at some point end up in me fighting something. I didn't realize that as soon as you meet her, it's going to go into a cutscene where you are instantly transported to this dungeon, this like cave that you go in to find.
it's interesting. I never really equated them with dungeons in like the traditional sense.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is.
Right, yeah, exactly, because you can't get out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably, but she's
It's like the high level boss dungeon. You got to go down. You have to complete the
Right.
levels of it and the puzzles and everything to get to the boss. And then
Yeah. And there were some spots where I was like, this is fucking impossible. Like, I don't have the proper equipment. And I thought for a few times, I may be fucked. I may not be able to ever, get past this.
Yeah.
Because there's this one spot where you fight a golem, and that's like one of the bosses. It's like a mini boss. And that took me a long goddamn time. And if I wasn't really up with the Quen shout, I wouldn't have came anywhere close to it. But that was hard enough, and I ate all my food. I had nothing, like literally nothing, and I had 2 hits of health left. And then I walk into a room, do-si-do, just going on along my merry way, and then the door shut behind me, and it's pitch fucking black, and there's a gargoyle,
Oh no.
a nargoyle, and this.
I don't think I ran into a gargoyle until deep into the game. I was level like 20 by then.
They have an AoE that makes it impossible. Like, all right, so first of all, you're in a narrow hallway, which is not easy to navigate. It's maybe like you can do one dodge left and right, like that's how wide it is, and then it's pretty long. But the AoE from the gargoyle takes up the entire width of the room, and you have to. It's like 2 dodges away, like. If you're right next to him, go for an attack and then try to dodge away. You have to be like do twice before it even gets it off, which is impossible. So I spent 45 minutes dying constantly and being like, I think I'm fucked. Like I wasn't even making a dent in the thing. And then I decided to try to reload a save because I read online that the sorceress lady, she's supposed to be in the room with you.
Kira,
that's it. Yes.
Kira Metz, I believe.
Kira Metz, hell yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
So the enemies scale with your level? Or?
No, they have their own levels.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it says their levels. It's very similar to like, I mean, sure, similar to a lot of things, but like Dragon Age and even like WoW. But your damage.
They have a static level, and they're
Right.
always going to be that level.
But your damage shows like the numerical value of your hit shows above.
Something
them.
I always liked about The Witcher is I remember fighting a griffin or an arch griffin or something like
the
that.
Griffin is the first boss.
Yeah, there's another one I did way later on, and it was like just a few levels too high. But the way that game is set up, as long as you're resourceful enough
Right.
and you're willing to put in the time, it took me like half an hour to kill this thing, but I just had to keep like running away and like hiding behind things, and then the griffin would land and look for me, and then I'd run out and attack it, and it
Yep.
was just this continuous process that in some games it's just like, no, you're too low level, you're dead.
Exactly.
The Witcher if you're good enough or you're
Right.
patient enough, you can get through it. It's
It's
actually kind of
skill-based.
how Dark Souls is too, but
Yeah, it did. There were a lot of the boss fights reminded me of like Dark Souls Light, kind of.
yeah.
And oh yeah, but back to this fucking gargoyle. Kira Metz is supposed to be in the room with you, and she can tank pretty much.
She has that like spell shield that she puts up,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't have that at all. I was just me in the nargoyle, just one on one, and I was getting destroyed. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna reload and try to get her in the room with me. And then I realized there's 2 doors you can go through before, like one of them leads to the gargoyle, and I was like, oh, what's in this other room? I didn't even realize that was here. Went through it, and it's just a straight shot from there to the final boss. And I was like, I didn't even have to fucking go through. It's probably guarding some treasure, but
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. Are you shit? I just wasted my whole life fucking trying to fight this thing, like my Geralt's whole life, like constantly. And I finally got to the last boss, and of all the things that I've died a million times on, like water hags and little small enemies, this final boss I killed on my first try. Granted, it took me, like you said, a half hour of dodging and shielding and just taking my time, getting behind the enemy, hitting it, and then that enemy also has like, he'll summon ads when you get him, I think half health. He'll summon ads and start healing, and doesn't stop healing until you kill all the ads, and then he does it again when he
remember this
gets
fight,
like
yeah.
a quarter of health, so you have to kill him like 2.25, 2.5 times. If you're fast enough and you kill the ads, then it can be probably sooner than that, but I wasn't taking chances with the ads because I didn't have health to fuck with, so I was really taking my time. But once I got out of that dungeon, that's when I was like, okay, you know what, I made it. I can play this game based on my skill, so now I'm just gonna prepare like really hard for the rest of the game, and that's what I've really been doing.
Huzzah.
Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
Still
yeah.
running into a frame rate problem?
No, I don't know. Like
You got used to it?
I think I may have gotten used to it, or it got better. I can't really tell. I don't notice it as much anymore, and the game is still. I think I'm looking at it from a perspective of immersion. It is an immersive game, but not for the same reasons that Skyrim and Fallout are immersive.
Right.
It's not like you can just sort of pretend that this is a universe that you're existing in and you're creating your own character in. I mean, to an extent it is, but it's more immersive in the sense that you got to think like a Witcher and fight like a Witcher and prepare like a Witcher.
Because you are Geralt or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever his name
It's
is.
Geralt. Come on.
Geralt.
It's
I don't
Geralt.
know.
Hard G.
We've been talking about this for
Haji
so
to it.
long. It is the Haji.
So it's as immersive as any other game, but for different reasons.
I actually have it on PC. I got it. I have not played it yet, though.
I'd recommend it.
Since the last time we talked about it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this in my backlog and just have it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Or a rainy, 200 hours. I
Rating
guess.
month, yeah.
Well, there's plenty of those.
Of course.
Have you guys changed it up a little bit? Have you played? What was the Zelda that launched on Wii?
You guys ever played Twilight Princess?
Twilight Princess. Have you guys played it?
I sure have.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they're remaking it? Apparently.
Heard it from you.
Yeah.
So these little code guys went into the eShop and broke it down in the background.
I feel like
found out
we're code guys.
Code guys, yeah. They found little rumblings of a HD remake for Twilight Princess, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I mean,
I think that's great because that game is locked on the Wii,
or GameCube.
or the GameCube, but that nobody has that
Way I'd be
version.
able to play it.
Apparently, there are far less versions of the GameCube Twilight Princess.
I've heard that it's a lot better on GameCube.
Yeah, because they flipped it for the Wii. It was
It's,
originally
like,
it was a
weird on the
GameCube
Wii.
game. Then they quite literally mirrored it so that the sword is in Link's right hand. And then
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
and then they made shitty motion controls. I don't even know where the sensor to my Wii is. Like,
Bar? Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
the sensor
Somebody-
bar. Like that's in the wind.
Oh,
It's
I
my
ha-
least
I
favorite
have
piece
one.
of hardware on the planet.
It's so flimsy and shitty. It would never stay on top of my
The cord is
TV.
awful.
Dude, I have a wireless one. Kicks
You have a
ass.
Wii U.
I know, but it didn't come with the Wii U.
You're in the
I-
future,
I
Joe.
bought it myself.
Yeah, but this was back when the Wii first came out.
Yeah.
They didn't have those.
I bet like Rocket Fish made one.
Your
It
Animal
probably
Crossing
sucked.
friend said it best, Joe. You're a goddamn time traveler.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't my friend. That's not a friendly thing to say. That's a bad thing to say. But yeah, so I don't know. Initially
I
when
think
I
it's
heard the news, I was excited because I have never played that,
You
and
should.
I've only heard good things about it, except that it's kind of easy. But I mean, it's a Zelda game, so
Yeah. It's a
and
newer
it's
Zelda
not on
game, yeah.
N64, so it's probably going to be easy, you know. But I don't know. That kind of pisses me off the more I think about it,
Why?
because I feel like they could be dedicating those resources to the game that's supposed to be coming out in
Yeah, but
2016.
it's probably a different team.
Right.
So
it is probably a different
It
team.
doesn't.
But why
affect it.
couldn't that team just help them
probably
develop
not
the
even-
game that they've
It's
been?
probably not even at all like related to the Zelda team.
Oh no, it is. It's Anumo or whoever the fuck made Twilight
Well,
Princess.
yeah, it's probably like takes 5 people to like.
I don't think it would take 5 people.
It doesn't put it. I mean, it'll take a decent amount, but it's not going to be. They probably already have the complete team for
I'm sure they do.
NX Zelda, and they don't need any
It's-
other people.
see,
It
that's
seems
the
like
thing,
something
though.
that's more just gonna make money than really take money. It's just
I don't
like-
think it's gonna make money. Actually, I think it's gonna be kind of disappointing because not many people own a Wii U, and people that don't own a Wii U are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go buy a Wii U to play a game that came out
Now, if it was coming out in 3DS,
7 years ago." See, that's what I was gonna say. If it came out on 3DS, I'd be a little more excited about it, and it's a bigger platform and more people have it.
The new 3DS has to be comparable to a Wii, right? Like the
Probably.
Wii was
I
not
don't
very
think-
powerful.
I don't think it is. Well, Xenoblade is out on it, so maybe, but it doesn't look nearly as good. And I guess it runs like crap. It bothers me. It kind of pisses me off that they're, playing this card. They're like, oh, hey, look what we're releasing. It's a new Zelda, a new remake of an old Zelda, whatever. But the new Zelda is not talked about. We don't even know if it's a confirmed game. Like, they've never even confirmed it. And we saw footage of that game in 2011 at E3. 2011! That's fucking almost 5 years ago. When the new one's gonna come out, that'll have been 5 years since we first saw footage of it. Allegedly, when it's gonna come out, it might not even come out in 2016. It might not even come out ever. It just pisses me off that they're getting people excited about a remake when they are not saying shit about the new product that's supposed
Well,
to
they're
come out.
not getting anybody excited about it yet because it was
Apparently.
leaked.
Well, it was leaked. That is a
Code
good
guys,
point. That's
Joe,
a good point.
code
Code
guys.
guys. But it's more or less gonna happen because
No, yeah, I
there's
feel ya.
like mounting evidence.
I feel you.
I think Twilight Princess is a curious choice for a remake because it's almost not like old enough for there to be a nostalgia factor about, you know what I mean? Imagine if there was an HD remake of of-
The Last of Us.
That's true, but that's
a thing
That's
now.
like this is like the in between of that.
It's a fucking.
Imagine
cash
if it was
grab.
like a Majora's Mask
They already
Ocarina
made
of
one.
Time HD remake for Wii U.
Well, you know what I'm
They
thinking?
wouldn't do that. 'cause
I know they wouldn't, but I'm just saying that would at least have a nostalgia factor.
So
It
this was
would.
what 2006 or 2005?
it was 2006, Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shadow of the Colossus was, I believe, 2005, and that got an HD remake.
but there
It was
was.
just a year difference.
I could be totally wrong. I know there's a lot.
Oh,
of
yeah,
people
I'm just
that-
throwing that out there. That's just.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it is weird.
It's different
unless
with
they're
the-
trying to just put that on the eShop, so then it will be available, and then perhaps be available on the next console.
Right.
And then they're gonna put Skyward Sword on there, so now you have the backlog of Zeldas that you can purchase at any time.
That makes sense. But I think something like Shadow of the Colossus is just it's Shadow of the Colossus
That's what you
and Eco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like the whole series like The Legend of Zelda where there's they could have picked anything and Twilight Princess just seems like very random to me.
It does seem random, I guess, but if you think about it, what else would they do? I mean, they already did Wind Waker, and it was unbelievable. I played it again on Wii U, and I liked it even more on Wii U. It was fucking unbelievable.
You've liked that game as long as I can remember.
Yeah, but I loved Wind Waker even when it came out originally on GameCube, but Wii U is the definitive version of that game, without a doubt. It's the way to play it. But with that said, that was also almost 2 years ago that they released that, so I wasn't as excited for the new Zelda, the game that was supposed to come out next month. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I feel like they're just trying to distract people from what the truth is, and it's
Absolutely.
that they don't have this game ready, and it's probably never going to come out. Really seems like it at this point, doesn't it? I mean, it probably doesn't bum you guys out because you guys don't own the system, but I bought the Wii U to play Nintendo games. I didn't buy it to play third-party games because they don't come out on Wii U. They don't have third-party games. They never have. Or when they did, it just didn't work. So you buy that console to play those games, and when the main game doesn't come out and they're just fucking, just taunting you with it and saying, oh, here's footage. Oh, here's this. Oh, here's a release window. Oh, we take that back. But we remade this one from fucking 7 years ago. It's annoying.
It's a carrot on the stick.
Yeah,
They're just dangling shit in front of you.
It's classic Nintendo, and it really bothers me. With that said, if it comes out, I'm definitely going to buy it. Not even because I haven't played it before. I'm sure I'd buy it even if I had played it.
That's not even just a reflection of Nintendo. That's just the market right now.
It is.
How many HD remakes have we seen?
Oh, they're everywhere.
Or collections. This is just a remake or remaster, not even a collection,
Right.
which is more the standard.
Right,
but it's just the trend right now.
Even like the Nathan Drake collection, right? They announce that, people go nuts, people buy it, but you still know as an Uncharted fan that fourth game is coming. Do they have a release date for that yet?
It's March.
Yeah.
But
and are you confident that it's going to come out?
I hope it comes out.
I'm sure it's going to.
They said recently they pushed back the release date. It got delayed, and usually it's because things need more work. They need to fix bugs. They came out when they were just like, "Hey guys, it's because the story wasn't right yet," which I think is probably the best, most solid reason to cancel. We aren't satisfied with what we wrote.
Don't get it
We're
twisted.
going to write it better.
I'm okay with games getting delayed. I understand it.
I'm cool with that.
It makes sense. I want the game to come out when it's ready to come out. But when they're delaying it and not giving you a reason and changing the release window, like 3 or 4 different times, and then releasing I should stop saying that. There's hints that they're releasing a remake of a game that came out 6 or 7 years ago. It just gets really old. And it pisses me off. And that's just my little rant for today.
I just a couple weeks ago, I put that note about Uncharted getting delayed because of the story, because they wanted to get the ending right. My note says, Uncharted delayed to get ending right, says Neil Druckmann. And then I had in parentheses, I wrote, autocorrected to Frickman. That's just been in my phone for like 3 weeks now. So I thought it was necessary to share it.
But speaking of rants, have you guys seen people being upset about Fallout 4 dialogue options?
No, what?
The dialogue option?
Yeah, so like people have been like going over the footage a lot, and like you know how it looks now, right? It looks kind of like Mass Effect.
Yep.
People are pissed about that because they're like, oh well, like you can clearly tell by these 4 options that one's a good option, one's a neutral option, one's bad, and then one's like more
It's
info.
like super cut and dry.
And then it's just like, but that's what the other ones were like.
Yeah, it's a
People are
karma
like,
system.
The only one I've seen is that like someone was like, oh, I'm like upset that they're short, but it's like, are you really upset that they're shortened? Because like, do you really want to read like 15 lines of?
It doesn't even matter. It's such a non-thing
Do you
because
really, though?
literally no matter what anybody says
Someone's
or
gonna
anything that they
complain.
do, people are going to have a problem
That's
with
Well,
it.
it's just
it's
like-
the internet for you.
The thing, it was that one. I was like, I can kind of see that, but it was the other one. There was like, well, it's stupid because now it's broken down into like good, bad, and neutral. It's like it always.
That's
has
how
been.
it's always been.
It's just like it was
You're
just hidden better.
you're legitimately labeled as good, bad, and neutral.
Sometimes
it says it under your character.
Or it's just like, hey, yeah, that sounds good. I don't know, and then fuck you. It's like those are usually the options.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell that one of those is good and
right,
bad and
like
neutral.
that's kind of strange.
I think as long as there's still dialogue options based on your skills or your special,
for sure, yeah,
like
there will
or
be.
your speech or your intelligence. Like if you have very low intelligence in
Right.
New Vegas, you say dumb, hilarious shit.
Right.
And if you're really smart, you say you
Intelligent
think logically. I don't know.
It's a very gamey thing, but it rewards you for the stats that you choose.
right.
It's like it pays off in some other way. It's like, oh, I'm going to raise my intelligence so that I can hack computers. Also, there'll be these few dialogue options throughout the game where I'm going to be able to say something that another
Right,
player would
right,
not be able to.
right. But
Just,
that's
it's a
good.
very gamey thing, but it's a reward. I always like that. It's a reward for the path that you follow.
Right, and it makes you want to play again and try different paths.
Sure. And I think I've been very quiet about this, but I'm not in love with the full voice acting at all. And I truly, truly hope that there's no full voice acting in the next Elder Scrolls title. If there is, I'll be fucking devastated. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah, that would hurt a lot more because
I
I
don't
know
think
that
th- I don't
Joe and
think they would
Steve,
do
you
that.
guys like Fallout more, right?
Oh, way
me and
more.
Steve or me and Dylan are Elder Scrolls guys.
Yeah.
It's something somehow more sacred about the Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
Even in like Fallout 3 might be better than whatever other Elder Scrolls
Yeah,
game.
it's the
but
setting.
it's the setting.
It's from an outsider's perspective. It's definitely the setting. It has to be. I don't see what else it could be.
We talk about Bethesda games, so
Or it could be the fact that they've been out
which is
longer.
fine. Which is fine. It
When
always
did-
comes up.
When did Oblivion come out?
2006,
When did Fallout 3 come out?
2008.
Well, it's not that much different, actually.
No, and I just think that it would be kind of corny in a way to say, okay, well, the last Fallout had full voice acting, so obviously the next Elder Scrolls had. Like, why do they have to be the fucking same thing?
I honestly don't think they would do it.
I truly hope they do not.
I think they know that
Todd,
that
please don't.
fan base is not to be fucked
I think
with.
if they were to do it, they would give you probably more options, like Saints Row does, where it's like,
I mean, I
hey,
guess it's fine if you're just reading what
but-
it already says there anyway.
but
But,
like the thing is, there's already 13,000 lines of what you can say in Fallout 3. So if they made a new Elder Scrolls, it'd probably be like 3 times that much. And then I would assume with Elder Scrolls, they would give you more choice. Because with Elder Scrolls, it's always just like, you're a prisoner and now you're special. It's never like, well, you're a husband and you have a wife and a kid. So they'd probably be like, all right, well, like, yeah, it's fully voiced, but you know, you got like a younger voice, like a middle-aged voice and an old voice. Yeah. Not just be like, or like give each race a voice or something like that. Not just be like, hey, this is the one voice actor. Sorry, Dylan.
I think at the very least, give us the option to turn it off. You know, like, why can't we
That's
just
what I was
have
thinking.
the option just to read dialogue?
I don't think that they would do that either.
No.
I think
I
if
don't
they're
either,
gonna
'cause
if they're
it'd be
gonna implement
halfway.
it, it's gonna be full boat.
Yeah, you're right, but at the same time, I'm saying in the Elder Scrolls. In Fallout 4, I don't really care that much because it seems like the gameplay is just gonna be too good for me to care about anything.
Right.
With the Elder Scrolls, I really wouldn't be able to. It would not be the same thing. It would lose so much magic. Like, it would lose a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm not as tied into that franchise as you. It wouldn't bother me. I just don't see them doing it.
Nah.
I don't even know why. Maybe it's because I just know you guys are so into them, and it would piss you guys off so much that I can't imagine that they would do that.
But
But Steve is right. They could probably look at it and say, "Well, it worked for Fallout, so what the fuck? Might as well do it."
the people like Chris and myself and the people who've been following the series for so long are vastly outnumbered by all the new people
Exactly.
who played Skyrim.
Who are
And-
gonna buy the game no matter what?
Right, and those new people who played Skyrim for the first time may play Skyrim and then play Fallout 4 and then be expecting full voice acting.
Right.
And you're gonna see
Yeah.
some stupid fucking Forbes article about how there has to be full voice acting in the next Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
or else it's not joining the hot.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know,
like
fuck Forbes.
Well, we
There's
talked
always
about
some shitty non-game magazine
know,
writing about
fuck
some
those
shitty
guys.
thing, telling us what we need to do with our fucking.
that's
medium.
only gonna get worse too.
Oh, of course.
It's only gonna get worse. But like we were saying in a couple previous episodes about if Zelda had full voice acting, I think that it's going to when it finally fucking comes out on whatever platform it comes out on, and that would very much piss me off.
That would
He's
be over.
iconically silent. Like, why would they do that?
For 20 years, 25
The
years.
thing is, I don't think Link is gonna talk. I still think he's gonna be silent.
That's fine.
I
man.
don't. That,
I
that
think
doesn't
all
matter.
NPCs are gonna.
They talk in Twilight Princess. Just about everybody speaks in Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but it's not full dialogue, isn't it? Just like
No, I think they talk. I
remember.
actually I can't speak.
They
to that.
don't.
It's been almost 10 years. Since
I don't.
played that
I
game.
haven't
Like,
played it, and I
doesn't
don't think
bother
they
me
do.
because as long as Link isn't the one talking.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
Because it's
I was
just-
listening to a podcast
it's
that
like,
were
that's how it is in
discussing this
Skyrim,
as
or
well, and they
Oblivion.
were talking about what Ganon's voice would sound like. Like, what do you think Ganon would say? What would he say? Yeah, well, that's not dialogue. That's just noise that he already
Yeah,
does.
he would just have a deep voice.
He'd be like Link. Or
Yeah,
like, does he even
probably.
call him Link?
Do you guys
Like-
remember the end of Twilight Princess?
No, don't say it because I'm gonna play it. Yeah, we're not doing
idea.
that right now.
There's a really great battle scene.
Yeah, I've only heard great things about that game.
It's my favorite moment in that game, and it sticks out the most. And I wish I could tell you, but fine, Joe.
Stop
Yeah,
this.
don't tell me because I'm. But you know what? Even if it doesn't come out as an HD remake, I'm gonna play it.
I have it
anyway.
on Wii. You could plug
Yeah,
that into your Wii U, right?
backwards
You don't
compatible,
plug it in. You
bitches.
put it in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
and
slide it
that'd
in.
be all
Yeah.
awkward.
Sliding into your Wii, like you know.
But to go back to the Elder Scrolls thing real quick, I can see it going either way. I can see them going like, Fallout 4 did well. Let's do voice acting, but let's do it like with more options.
I hope they
Or I
wouldn't
can see
do
them
that.
being like, no, let's not do it. But it's also probably not going to come out for like 5
Years.
more years.
Right.
Probably 3.
I think it'll be longer than that.
We'll see.
I don't know.
It was 3 years after
It's only
Fallout
been
3 that their next game came out.
like they've been
This was a 4-year cycle, yeah.
and this is
Is it a
it's
whole
lot
different
bigger
team
game.
that works on those? Do you think?
Nope, same team.
Is it?
Yeah, and they've probably been at least working on it in the background for about a
Oh,
year.
I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
Year or two by now.
Those guys are so fucking cool.
Wow,
Todd Howard is
I
so
didn't know
cool.
it was the same team. Maybe it will then. That's kind of weird.
I think that they're
There are different
smart
types
enough.
of worlds though, and I feel like voice acting is slightly more appropriate in Fallout
Yeah, it definitely. But because
they're more just like regular people.
Exactly.
As much as they're survivors in a wasteland, they're more normalized. They're not elves and Khajiit.
Right.
And,
And there's no like magic or
it's,
anything.
it's significantly campier, like in its
Oh
dialogue.
God, yeah, yeah.
And maybe the full voice acting in Fallout 4 is a way for them to differentiate Fallout from the Elder Scrolls.
Sure.
And maybe because Todd Howard, I trust him. I truly do. Out of all the people in the industry, I trust that guy.
he's a visionary and he's a hardcore fucking geek.
Right. And see, another thing that I love about Fallout 4 is that it's going to be set 3 years or 3 months after Fallout 3. So it's going to predate New Vegas. And the reason for that is because if you play to the end of New Vegas, there are multiple endings you can get, and it determines who has control of the Hoover Dam.
Mr. House Kid.
But they don't want to canonize any of those. They don't want to say Mr. House has control of the Hoover Dam,
Right.
or Caesar's Legion does, or the NCR.
Yeah, it's up to you.
And that's not their game. That's not their product. They're saying we're gonna leave the canon the way that it is, open ended.
Right.
And I just love that decision, and I hope that they do something similar with Skyrim. I'm sorry, the Elder Scrolls 6, because Skyrim being set 200 years into the future from Oblivion felt weird to me.
Yeah, I wish that hadn't happened, but
I mean, I do, like, I understand the whole, like, white gold concordant had to happen. It was central to the story, and it took that long. If you don't know what that is, fucking
I was gonna
Google
say, excuse me.
even I don't know what that is.
it was that was
Wait, even Chris doesn't know what
I,
you're
like, I
talking.
know what, like I hear it and I
It's-
recognize it, but I don't know what it
the
is.
treaty.
I love that he does though.
It's the treaty between the Aldmeri Dominion and the Empire.
You think he was talking politics? Well, you are.
I am talking
Yeah.
politics. That was
Elder
like,
Scrolls politics.
and in that concordant, that was when Talos worship was banned, which sparked the events of Skyrim, like Ulfric killing the Jarl of what's it called, or the High King of what's that fucking place called?
I don't remember.
Skyrim.
No, the the High King of Skyrim in I'm just drawing a blank
I
here.
know, I can't
The
remember
big
that.
city with the
Remember that
blue
big
palace.
idiot and kill him in that fucking castle.
Yes.
That was awesome.
But that's what that is.
with
but
a-
that,
Fuck that.
Huh?
False
Where the Mages Guild is?
Solitude.
You heard it here first.
Solitude.
Steve says, "Fuck
No.
the false king."
The college. That's the College of Winterhold.
Call it. Yes, that's what I'm.
No, I'm
thinking
talking
of.
about Solitude.
Okay, never mind.
But either way, all that shit had to happen to set the tone for the storyline of Skyrim. I really hope that they just do like a direct sequel within, because I'm telling you, if there's fucking guns the way that Fallout 2
can't.
ruined,
Don't even say
it
that.
ruined Fallout. I mean, I'm sorry, not
Fable
Fallout,
2.
Fable 2.
I knew what you
Fable, the Fable series was ruined
No,
for me
they
with
would not
2.
do that.
And I'm
They can't do that.
I
I
know.
would go back.
And also, guns are. This is like a big point of conversation on the Elder Scrolls lore subreddit. The fact that guns in that universe aren't even like that's the human cycle. Is that guns happened because we don't have magic. You know, there's magic.
Right, it
What's a
doesn't
gun
ex-
gonna do
just
against a
doesn't
fucking
matter.
fireball?
Exactly.
Right. So, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Burn your hand.
You can't shoot a wizard.
How I think it would be cool to have something like concordant to Skyrim, something happening at the same time as Skyrim, but in a different part of the
Yeah.
world. So meanwhile, this whatever maybe small politics things are happening because people who live in those areas, people involved in those things, it's just as important. But you hear rumors about dragons waking up all the way north in Skyrim, and it's so far away you can't even confirm those rumors. And then I don't know, just little things like that. When you played Oblivion, they would always talk about how
Sunset Isle.
Sunset Isle, yeah, and then
Yeah, they'd always bring that
a
up.
rebellion that was happening there, and then how the Nerevarine, the reincarnated Nerevar that you play in Morrowind, if you complete that, they would talk about the Nerevarine, the player character, how he had disappeared. They would always just bring that up in Oblivion, and I was like waiting for that like moment to come. I expected Elder Scrolls V to answer those questions in some ways, but it's just kind of like an ambivalent thing. They say the Nerevarine disappeared, and then it's like, maybe I was that character when I played Morrowind. Now I'm playing Oblivion. Maybe I'm still the Nerevarine. I'm still the same player. Maybe it's just my same character that I decided to bring over. I think it gives you
come on,
that.
Chris.
It allows you to to
Look
be
at this
that
guy.
if you
So
want.
now you would see the same. You're the champion of Cyrodiil in Skyrim. 200 years old.
Yeah.
dragging
No,
your
not
Imperial
not
ass.
Skyrim, but Morrowind.
I know.
and-
I'm just saying though. You dragging
Morrowind
it over
and
too.
Oblivion, or Morrowind and Cyrodiil.
But there's also
Vardenfell.
like Dylan just said. There's 200 years they could just but it's somewhere in the middle, like between Oblivion and Skyrim. They have more. The thing with the difference between the two of them, mostly, is that Fallout is always like a very strict story.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I mean, it was weird enough that you made an old man in Fallout because that really doesn't make any sense, Dylan. Well, that was New Vegas. Never mind, that makes sense. Sorry, I thought I was thinking about 3. 3 would have been weird if you were an old man.
Older than my dad.
Your
Yeah.
dad, yeah.
But like that, like they're specific. Like you go
like
do this
Snake
thing.
and have
Whereas
advanced
like,
aging.
Oblivion is just like you're just some random dude who happens to become the hero, or like fated to become the hero. Like they're 2 different like styles of story.
Yeah.
So you got a lot more stuff where you can just be like, well, let's just go back in time. Like it's kind of weird if you were like, let's play Fallout. But before the bombs dropped, and then you're just like, what? I'm gonna just walk around a 50s town. And
Well,
not be able to murder people in their homes like in that.
That's going to be a part of 4.
Yeah, but at the very beginning.
True. Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
How
Yeah.
long is that going to be?
Probably like 15, 20 minutes.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe half an hour.
I think it's going to be a couple hours.
I don't think. There's no way it's gonna be a couple hours. You're out of your mind. It'll be an hour
Really?
max.
I honestly,
You're
The intro?
You're gonna what?
I
The
kind of
intro, is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
I would hate if the intro was longer than an hour. I got no
Really?
time for that. I got no interest in
Oh
that.
man, I'm
Dude,
totally
it's-
on the
what's
opposite.
It's gonna be everything they showed. I bet. It's gonna take like 15.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think they would show everything pre-war in the trailers. I think.
Why
that'd
would
be,
they? Yeah,
be
I'm
dumb.
sure there'll be references. It's not gonna. It's gonna be half an hour. You'll do all that stuff. There's probably be a few more scenes.
Because those are the worst part of every single Bethesda game. Fallout and Elder Scrolls. The worst part is the part that they make you. And I get it the first time it's your introduction.
I like
They're
them.
not bad.
I thought the intro in
It
3 was
doesn't-
fun.
Right, they're good intros.
But it doesn't.
But I don't
help
want to
you.
do it. I want to be out in the world,
Like I
exploring.
think this one makes no sense because it doesn't teach you anything.
I suppose we'll find out in a couple weeks.
Like you'll probably pick all your stuff. The bombs will drop. Then you'll go into the thing. They might be.
I don't know. I think
in
you're
the vault. I think that might take longer. But I think getting to the vault will be super short.
Think about
Well,
the,
that's what
the
I'm
emotional
saying.
impact of the beginning of The Last
I'm
of
not
Us.
just talking about
It's
being in the
that short.
50s town. I'm talking about being in the 50s town, having the news
Being
break,
in
and then
50s
going
town,
into the
vault.
vault.
I think
That's
might
what I
take
mean.
a little bit longer. I don't think it's gonna be hours.
I
though.
think that process is going to be at least 2 hours. Honestly,
Maybe.
I think
I
they're
don't
gonna you're gonna like get some relationships.
I
You're
don't
gonna
think
find
it'll-
out what
no, I
people
don't
are all
think-
about.
You're the only person who comes out of that vault. So
I know you are. For now, that's what we know now. That
well,
might not be the case.
It's called the Soul Survivor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well then there you go. But still, I think it's going to be longer than you think. I hope it's
I
longer
don't
than
think
you
it's.
think.
I don't want it to be.
I think it would be cool.
That's the boring part. Who cares about what? It looked
How
like
do you know it's
before?
going to be the boring part?
Because
You,
it's, I don't care about the 50s America. I
What
care
do you-
about blown up 50s America.
you don't care about seeing everybody panicking and be like, "Oh fuck,
No.
what do we do?"
I want to go fucking.
Oh, see, I think that's going to be awesome,
with my
dude.
German Shepherd kicking ass. I don't
Yeah.
care about seeing it blowing up. Sorry, no.
I do.
Just for the record, it looks like the 50s, but it's really like
Yeah.
what 2000.
Yeah,
something
it's
like that?
far into the
Whatever.
future. You know what you meant.
Right.
I don't know. I want to like walk around my kitchen and eat sugar bombs and do shit like that.
It's all blown up and they're dirty sugar.
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Before that,
I'm a bit indifferent. I don't really know if I think I agree with you guys that it'll be probably about an hour, just realistically. But if it was longer and it was good, I don't. As long as
That's
it's
true.
good, I don't
That's
care.
true.
Do whatever you want.
it's because it's the reason I think it's going to be longer than you think is because they're really pushing the story in this one, and they're pushing your character, and I think they're going to try to make it really fucking dramatic when the bomb goes.
Just
off.
try to picture this.
Yeah, but we also don't know if they're pushing the story because they haven't really brought in any sort besides like, oh, it takes.
I
place
don't.
before.
I don't know. That's why I also don't know that it's going to be more than an hour. But I just think that that's what's going to happen. Just from watching the trailers and just kind of breaking it down, that's just the impression I'm getting. I'm probably wrong, but I would like to
I
see
mean,
it be
If
longer.
it's good, I won't mind, but I don't think they're gonna do it. 'cause
I'm
that would
just,
make no
I'm
sense.
picturing when I got Skyrim, we went to the midnight release back before
Oh yeah, I remember that.
when we were back when we were still scrubs.
We weren't
I got
famous.
home and it was late. It was almost 1 a.m. and not that like I was ready to play. I played the intro for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I played for another half hour, 45 minutes. And even though I was excited, it's 2, 3 in the morning. I'm ready to go to bed, and I'm just picturing like Fallout 4 unlocks at midnight, and you're ready to play, but you have to play 2 hours of story. Now it's 2 a.m. You just did the intro. What do you have to save halfway through the intro so you can go to sleep? I'm not saying that that's something that they have in mind when they create something. I'm just saying picture that. Like, that's why I don't want that. That first thing where you're going through, you're learning what to do, and then you get to play. Like, that intro has just always been something that you have to get through for me. Because those games are about choosing your own path.
I definitely won't be playing at midnight on the release.
Yeah, no, we have jobs now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to be.
Well, it's a Friday.
Is it? Is it a Friday?
It's usually a Friday. I probably made it up.
It's usually a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's November 10th. I'll look it up.
Hopefully it's a Friday. Even if it's not, I'm definitely. Like,
Nope,
I'm not
Tuesday.
I'm not going to be able to have that
bitch.
installed
I
on my
have to
PC
fucking
and be
wait.
like, you know what?
Well, I
I'm
have to
going to go
wait.
to bed.
Anyway,
For what?
Yeah, I have to wait as well.
mine to come. I got the Pip-Boy edition.
Oh
Joe.
yeah, right. Because you're a fucking goober. No, I'm kidding.
We're
I'm
gonna
super
be
jealous. I
wearing
wish I
Pip-Boy
bought
all
one.
the time.
I know you gotta bring that over. We gotta take a
Oh,
video of
It's
that.
never gonna come off my arm. Once they go on, they don't come off.
Yeah, it's true.
you
That's
know
a
how
good
those
point.
things work.
You're gonna be ready, dude.
Yeah,
Once we're all
Gotta get
in
a
central
glove, too.
school, you know that's a
Yeah.
Fallout shelter.
yeah, I do.
I walked
Yeah.
by that the other day and I was like,
It has a
whoa.
big symbol on it.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna be, building your Fallout shelters, and I'm gonna be building my town in Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Before we jump into this, do you guys want to hear my take on the Elder Scrolls? The
Yes.
next one, real quick.
I always do.
Okay.
Always.
On the next Elder Scrolls.
You're the Elder Scrolls man here.
On the next episode of Elder Scrolls.
This is my years in advance prediction of the location of the next Elder Scrolls game.
How many years in advance do you think? That's my first.
I said
question.
3, possible. I think it'll be more. But,
Okay.
Oh, you're just talking about just the next game?
Hey, what if they
Not
can
like
use the
Future
Fallout
Right.
4 engine though?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
And make
I
it
really-
easier.
It's still gonna. That's two different things.
Confirmed.
Because like, it's not like
Put it on the Facebook.
Confirmed.
it's not like with like say Uncharted and The Last of Us, which they could easily do.
Bethesda's doing Uncharted 5. Confirmed.
Shut up, Chris. You're an idiot.
Sorry. No, I know what you're saying. I know
like,
what you're saying.
'cause, like going from Fallout to like Skyrim, to say,
Yeah.
is very difficult
No,
because
sure,
they're
sure.
completely different assets.
Sure.
You can't reuse any of that shit.
Sure. All right, Dale.
I think the Elder Scrolls 6 will be set on the Somerset Isle.
Nah, that's what I thought 5 was gonna.
Yeah, I mean 5 would have made sense for sure, but I think if you go, barring out any repeats of provinces of going to Cyrodiil again or going Vardenfell blew up, so that doesn't exist anymore.
Didn't blow up. Just cover that.
The fucking the volcano blew up.
It's fine, Dylan.
And all right, so Black Marsh,
If you call Pompeii fine, then yeah.
It's fine. They're still there. They're just shadows.
they're still there. They're just
They're still
stuck
digging up
frozen in
penis
time.
statues there.
Yeah,
Fun fact: a lot of penises in Pompeii.
a lot of penises in history.
That's why it blew up.
Yeah.
That's why it erupted.
Too many cocks. You get too many cocks in one town, they start erupting.
All right. Black Marsh.
Jesus.
Black Marsh is inhospitable for other races besides Argonians. There's too much disease.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right?
Argonians are the
No one can hang. No one can hang at all. Elsewire could be cool. There would have to be some new lore there because that's constantly a war-torn nation, and under the new empire, there's been even more persecution of the beast races. So that's a possible one, but I don't think that it'll be. I don't think there's enough there. High Rock, that's the Bretons. I don't think too many people are terribly interested in them.
Bretons are the one race I always forget about.
Yeah.
They're really cool though, because
I do. You love Bretons, right?
I do like
Also
them.
Pretty boring.
they're not though. If you look into their history, they're really cool because they're like one of the more unique races because you can look at them as like half elves, which sucks to think of them as that because they're more than that. Their lineage is equally human and elf, but I don't know. You have to look into the politics of it all because there's so many different types of Bretons.
I think the problem is that like in every single game, they're just always just like, oh yeah, it's the Breton, he's a mage, and that's it. It's never like, oh yeah, he's like some cool like magic. It's like, no, he's just a mage, and you're like, well, I could be just the mage dude, or I could be like the badass dark elf mage dude and have a ghost and fire, or I could just be like, yeah, the other guy who's just a little bit better at
They
magic.
could summon a ghost.
Yeah.
Well, a big thing with them too is that their magic, like their specialty for magic was supposedly came before they started breeding with elves, because anyone can use magic in the Elder Scrolls. Elves just happen to be better at it because of their lineage. But whatever. High Rock, I don't think that there's enough there to form a complete story, and it's a weird shape. So Hammerfell, maybe, I don't know. Red Guards. It'll be interesting. Or that's in High Rock.
That's how I reckon.
Yeah. Orsinium and all that. But yeah, Hammerfell would be cool. I just don't think it'll be too like Prince of Persia kind of like desert setting. Somerset Isle just makes the most sense because think of like how drab Skyrim is, how like just it's not very attractive to the eye. It is in some ways, but
There are
it's
parts of it that are very pretty, but yeah.
the green parts. And I think they're gonna
green.
yeah, the parts with fucking trees. Everything else is just white and ice and tundra. I think that they're gonna really try to blow you away with the visuals of like this elven kingdom, and that's where the Eldmeri Dominion was born.
Think about the architecture that you'd be walking around in.
Right. I think that
All those robes you hated.
I think that the what was it? The crystalline, the like giant like crystal tower got destroyed in the war, so you'll see like a ruin of that thing. And I think that it'll be able to. It's gonna be a good way to. It'll be a good counter to the whole. You have the Nords side of the war, and then you're gonna be in the Somerset Isle dealing with the politics of the Eldmeri.
I've been imagining what that place looks like for years
Me
now,
too.
so I can't fucking wait to see.
Me too.
I hope we get to see it someday.
Right.
I can't wait to listen to this years down the road and
Right.
see how accurate you
And
were.
see how fucking spot on Dylan was.
Imagine.
I hope.
He's like,
that I
oh,
am.
by the way, I was interning with Bethesda
Yeah,
at the
years from
time."
now when Chomp Chain is huge and the whole world loves us.
Yep.
And
Yes.
Obama gives us money. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Dylan's gonna be writing Elder Scrolls 7.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want any part of that. I don't.
Yeah, you're just trying to play.
I remember when I like first read
When
like,
all lore has died, it'll be Dylan guiding us.
I just remember I read like this guy came up with the like that thing, the white gold concordant. It was like this one dude who writes a lot of the lore, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad for that dude. like,
He doesn't get to
imagine
enjoy it?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
exactly.
it's not real to him. Like,
It's super real to him.
he makes it up
It's
as it
his
goes along.
job.
Yeah.
But,
All right, guys.
So that's my hot take.
Yeah, I'd love it.
I
Animal
like it.
Crossing. Only because
Yeah.
we're pressed for time tonight.
Yep.
So yeah, guys.
So what? What are you trying
So
to say?
Joe and Steve,
Yeah.
you were talking about
It's
Animal
a fun
Crossing.
adventure to a
So
tropical island.
2 weeks ago, Joe was talking about Animal Crossing, and Steve decided to start playing it. And then last week, you two were talking about Animal Crossing, and then I decided to start playing it.
So now we don't.
So
stop
I
playing.
just moved in. I'm now the mayor of Potato Town. Like potatoes.
Oh, what did I call it?
Potat Town or
Potta
something.
Town or something?
Potta Town.
Pot of town.
It's Potato Town.
Excuse me, I just bumped the mic.
Yeah.
Pot of town.
Am I a particularly big fan of potatoes? No.
So where did the name come from?
I was gonna name the town Potato because
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I just
That's just what
it
was
just
on
came.
your mind.
I was gonna name Poot Town, but like you have to pronounce it like Poot Town. But that's
and then you realized you weren't
too much of a joke.
13 years old.
yeah. And then I was gonna name it Inaba from Persona 4, and then I looked online and a ton of people had done that, and I was like, I can't look online because I don't want to have anybody else's name. And I started looking up names of funny foods, and potato wasn't even on there, but I just thought of Potato Town.
It is a pretty funny food.
Yeah.
Good food though. Big fan.
Sure. Okay, so, guys, 2 years later, after New Leaf has come out, the three of us are now playing it. What's your take? How are your towns going?
Sorry.
I'll let you guys start because
You know what? I'm doing the standard Animal Crossing thing. I'm making friends. I'm picking apples out of trees. Getting stung by bees. I gotta say, for the whole first day, my face is just fucked.
Okay.
It looks like I got beat up by Rocky Balboa.
Let me ask you something. How are you getting stung by so many bees?
I'm just going around shaking trees
Okay.
because money falls out of trees. I know you run into buildings
Yeah.
and you get away from them. You think I knew that day one?
Also,
You
you
think I
can
knew that?
How are you so unlucky? Though?
you can sell the beehive so like 500.
Oh, that's
bells
why
a
I was doing
pop.
it. Because even after I got stung, I was like, well, fuck it.
Getting paid.
You get paid.
Yeah.
You know, it's like taking a dive in the fight with Rocky Balboa.
Did you know that one tree per day that has been shook also drops a piece of furniture?
Yeah, I got a piece of furniture earlier.
Do you know that, Chris?
no, I'm just
I
trying to
was
figure out
with
the
you,
logistics
and I
of
said
it.
It happened.
Okay, so there's
My mind was getting blown by too many
basically
different things.
you got to do your dailies, right? You got to hop on.
For sure.
What is this?
You
Wow,
got to talk to
Andor
you got to talk to Isabel. She tells you, what day it is, what time it is, and sometimes she's like, "Oh wait,
Yeah.
today is a very special day. We either have a visitor coming, or it's a holiday, or there's a tournament, whatever." And then you
Smash
you come out of your house and you yawn, or maybe you're sweating because you left your lights on. Did you guys know about that?
I have like a.
I always turn my lights off.
a
but what-
Lotus lamp that always is on. but
Yeah,
I
you
don't
should
know
turn
if
it
I
off,
don't know
'cause
if it
you-
affects it.
Maybe it might not be
It's
big
just like
enough.
it makes a room pink.
That might, yeah. That I think it's just the main light switch.
Turn it off.
Oh,
This
that's
is a
always
strip
off.
club. Turn it
Yeah,
off.
yeah. We're paying for that electricity with our bells.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the dailies. There is one rock per day that gives you bells if you keep hitting it with your shovel.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
There's
I'm there.
one rock per day called the ore rock that breaks. It's actually called the fake rock on the internet, and it turns into ore, and you can also sell that. There's one tree per day with a beehive, one tree per day with furniture, and a ton with coins. So those are the things you should mainly be looking for every day. And there's 4 fossils to be dug up every day. Those are also things you should be looking
Found a T-Rex skull today.
Yeah, my dude, I have so many fossils in that
Alright, Joe, show
museum.
off.
I barely find any that I can donate at this point. I'm just
Oh,
selling
alright.
them.
Yeah.
What were you
What do you,
saying?
wait, what do you do with the ones that you can't donate?
You sell them, or you can display them at
Do
your
you
own
have to
house.
have them analyzed before you can sell them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't know. You don't know what they are until you analyze
Sure.
them.
They're just
Yeah.
fossils.
Just a
at that
You guys
point.
got me there.
Yeah. Another thing.
What's a dino bone run?
I don't know.
I think
have
they're
no idea.
worth a decent amount.
Yeah.
I got
Couple
two,
bells,
two of
couple
the same
bells?
thing once and sold it.
If normally at the point I'm at with my donations, I rarely find anything that I can donate, so I'm usually selling for a day,
Mhm.
and it gets me like anywhere from like 10 to 12,000
Yeah, they were
10
decent.
to 12K bells?
bells.
Yeah.
Homie. Yeah.
You know what? I was learning the ropes. I only got it like 2 days ago. I've played Animal Crossing previously, but what am I doing? Hey,
It's been a while.
what's your first Animal Crossing game? What am I doing? So
That's fine.
I'm
I can't
figuring my things out. I've decided to go down to the beach, collect some seashells for Isabel, the dog assistant, because just like in Metal Gear, where you have a dog assistant, you also have one in this. Except she doesn't kill anybody, at least
No,
not
I don't
that I'm
know that.
aware of. Yeah, she's very helpful, just as helpful as DD almost.
She's not helpful at all.
Anyway, she sent me to the beach to get her a seashell because she has a gigantic dog crush on me, which is weird because I'm a human. But that's beside the point. So I'm down on the beach, and who do I fucking see?
Who?
This pelican face down in the sand. He's washed up on sea. He's not sunbathing. You know the difference when somebody's laying there sunbathing. They look cool. Well, they look hot, but
He's near death.
this guy's face down in the sand, and he wakes up and he's like, I'm fucked, dude. Like, I don't know where I am. I can't remember where I was going, but my name's Gulliver, and I'm a traveler. Like Gulliver's Travels, the
The Jack Black
I
movie?
think the 17th century novel, maybe 18th century.
Oh,
I
the
don't
Jack
know.
Black movie.
Read it in college. I didn't like it, but I get it. I get the point. It wasn't for me. Anyway, this guy Gulliver on the beach was for me. He asked me a question. He's like, I know things about where I was going, but I don't know exactly where it was. If you could tell me what country it was. And he's like, it's really romantic and it's really fashionable, and like it has the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, dude, what do you think this is? And he's like, it has the Louvre. And I was like, dude.
You're like, hold on a second. Say that again?
Yeah. What?
The Louvre, is that how you say it? The art museum doesn't matter. And I was like, well, does it smell like bread and stinky people too? And cigarettes that you
Snails.
rolled and anyway, he was like, where do I go? Where was I going? And I was like,
China.
I was like, yeah, you idiot, go to China. And he was like, all right, see you later. And then I never heard from him again, and he
You
died.
saw him hanging in a window.
No, I was like, it's France, you nerd.
Paris.
And he was like, yeah, well, he wanted the country. Those are my options. And it was like, sick, dude. Like, I'll see you later. And then he just
You're like, no,
fucking,
you
he's
won't.
back
You're
into the
going to
ocean.
France.
And he's like, you'll hear from me, but you
was-
don't know when.
I was gonna say, did you hear from him
This
yet?
morning, I got a letter in the mail.
Yeah.
And I opened it.
Yeah.
I got one from Elvis,
Yeah.
Lion, who just moved into my town. And I wrote him a letter, and I said, hey, dude, welcome to town. Let's be friends. And I'm like, meanwhile, like, I'm writing these letters out. You handwrite them yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You choose what it says. I wrote that to a fake animal who's my fake neighbor.
Your fake friend.
He's my fake friend. I wrote him a letter saying, let's be friends. And then he wrote me back and he was like, literally, I'm going to save this forever. Like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever done. Because he was new to town. I
should've
wanted him
just
to
drawn
feel
a dick.
welcome. So now Elvis, this lion, is just running around. He's like, dude, you're the coolest. And I'm like, don't even stress about it. Like, I know.
Did he give you a nickname?
No, I got a nickname from Sly, my alligator.
My nickname's D-Bot.
They call me Cleats.
We need to know about the letter from Gulliver.
So the letter from Gulliver that I also got, he was like, thank you for, sorry, French listeners. That's like a,
We do-
that's
we
like a
have-
1970s cartoon.
We've definitely had downloads from France.
Way to go.
Okay. So,
We're
but
not
he,
I mean, we're just,
he
we're not very cultured.
sent me a letter and he
Steve.
said, thank you, I am now in Paris. I am now,
Just talk
I
normally.
can't help
Stop
myself.
doing it.
Americans are the worst.
PRS cargo. over
Yeah.
here.
So he was like, yeah, here you go. And he sent me, guess what he sent me?
I don't know, but what did he send
Joe,
you,
guess
Chris?
what he sent me?
all right. You want me to actually guess?
He sent me the Eiffel Tower.
What? Like a
And I
little-
put it in my house, and then I put it away because I don't have room for that shit.
That's awesome.
Pretty sure it's
Chris, you also got something else cool.
I
today.
did get something else cool because I had a visitor, and I had another visitor, not Gulliver. This person came on purpose. They're not just some fucking vagrant in the sea. I had a good friend, a best friend, you could call him, named Steve from Hyrule. Came to come and visit Potato Town today. And he had a
Came
special...
bearing gifts.
He came bearing gifts. First, he gave me his cherries, because I've always wanted to pop a cherry.
Yeah.
And he gave me those, so I planted those. So now I will have bountiful fruit that I can then sell for more bells
And hope for perfect fruit.
and hope for perfect fruit. I don't even know. I'm not even on the perfect fruit game. He also gave me a second gift. He dropped it, and I didn't get to see it until I went into my house and put it down. He gave me a giant UFO abducting a person.
That's sick.
It's beautiful, and you can change your town tune, and it's very fitting because I changed my town tune to the X-Files tune. So every time I walk into a store, talk to somebody, it's do 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 do.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you for the gift, Steve.
You're welcome.
All I gave you in return was
That was like 2,500 bells.
yeah. Oh god,
Where's
that's
my
expensive.
fucking gift?
I didn't find
Joe?
anything
You
that you would
were
like.
you guys went. He paid for your boat
Also,
trip
yeah, I
to
guess
the
I did
Mystery
pay for your
Island.
boat trip.
True, you took me on a
I
vacation.
gave you 12,000 bells.
More or less,
Technically,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, not really. You didn't help me catch those bugs. It was kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but you know.
How many fish did you catch in the time? I've asked you this like 5 times already. But I
Like
forgot.
5 or so.
Oh, okay. I only got like
I'm only
5
gonna
or so
sell
bugs.
most of them
Yeah.
because I'm keeping that fucking shark.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you,
Living
you
in my house.
got to go there. It takes like 30 minutes. You know, you get all 4 pages of fish. You can make a killing out there.
Yeah, well, first time there, and I also didn't know that I could have
That it
gotten
existed.
it from my. I didn't, that, but I also didn't know that I could have.
I don't.
brought it. No, cause I put it in the basket. Once
Right,
it's in the
you didn't
basket,
know it
I get it in
transferred?
my basket. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Right,
I
you didn't
wanna
wanna
get a
waste
bunch of
all that
stuff
time,
and waste
yeah.
it, and then you get it all, or no one gets it all.
I just
like
want
those.
to say really quick. I had my water bottle there. I took a sip from it just a second ago. I put it back on the floor, like really far away from me, as if the mic is gonna or the water bottle is gonna pick up on the mic just by being there. I don't know what the deal with that is.
Hey, shut up, water bottle. Yeah, I'm talking to you. But yeah, I love New Leaf. I'm happy that you guys are playing it.
It's fun.
When you sent me the picture of you buying it, Chris, I was like, oh my god, he fucking did. He did. It's a great game. It's my favorite.
We're all
Animal-
best friends.
my
Hey,
favorite
you
Animal Crossing.
out there, people, if you're playing
Yeah, give us your friend codes and we can come raid your
at
city.
Podcast Chomp, send us those
We get a bunch of
send us
fruit
those
now.
friend codes.
Oh, some fruit from
Yeah, we have a ton of fruit collectively,
yeah.
and we can go to Club LOL.
We can go to
Dance
Club
the
LOL and
night away.
dance.
Although you can't go on stage, which is kind of shitty.
Yeah, like I wanted to request a song or something. He's
I
just
think
like,
you
no.
can at certain hours.
All right.
It's just
I went in there with my leather jacket and my aviators, looking like
Yeah.
I fucking came with the band.
You did. No, you really did. He was standing right next to the stage, and then Steve comes in wearing a mask. I don't know how he got allowed in. It was pretty fucking.
like a lion
Although the
mask.
owner is a pig. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think he's really
There was
looking
nobody
at
at the
things.
door.
Yeah,
We were
that's
the only ones at the
exactly-
club, but we were
Yeah.
fucking tearing
He
up the
just-
dance floor. I'll say
we were
that
all the
right
time.
He
now.
just wanted the business.
I'll say that right now.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, "Wow, people are here right now. Holy shit! It's usually just me." dancing."
People at Club LOL?
Because of your terrifying face. That's why he shows up.
Should be called Club LMAO.
Maybe you should go upstairs and watch from afar,
Yeah.
buddy.
And
You're
you're
not,
right in the middle of the dance floor. With
you're
your
not very
freaky face.
attractive.
It's like, hey, everybody having a good time?
Meanwhile, DJ KK is up there just fucking spinning away like his life depends on it.
He's like fucking Linkin Park up there.
Dude, he's got like he's
He's also
so
always on the radio.
he's
too.
so into it though. Like you go up to him and you try to talk to him and he just doesn't even fucking lift
No.
his
He
He just
head.
fucking scratches.
He's just like, yeah, all right, buddy.
He's
I
like,
have
"Fuck off.
no time. for
Security."
this." But yeah, so I'm currently looking to buy paintings so I can donate. You need to donate one of every type of thing to the museum. And then you can open up the gift shop, which opens up the police station. I don't know why it goes in that order. It does. It's a
You
little
gotta
random.
get
People
police
don't
in
steal
there.
the gifts.
Start, yeah.
Yeah.
What do the police do?
You can get lost and found items there.
Just arrest bad animals?
Yeah, I mean,
I got this one girl I
don't
keep
know.
running into. She's a tiger, a white tiger. Her name's Bianca. Every time I see her, she's always like, "Oh, hey, Chris, it's good to see you again." And then she's just like, "Whoa," or like, "Am I stuck in a time loop? I keep seeing you. It's so weird." And then she's like, "Oh my God, I'm seeing you again." She's, "Wait, are you a clone?"
Get
And
out
then
of there.
her
Reporter.
realization with that was just, "I hope I'm friends with all your clones." And that's in all caps because she's very distressed.
Get out
It's
of
kind
there.
of weird.
Yeah,
Leave her.
she's super weird.
Makes
Go
you think,
talk to
doesn't
Isabel about her.
Hmm?
So go talk to Isabel about
Yeah,
her.
problematic
Yeah.
citizen.
Problematic citizen.
She's a
Bianca.
clone.
Get this broad out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I actually have a new person moving in. I don't remember who it is though.
Be careful.
Another new person.
Yeah, I hope it's not a problematic citizen.
No, Stinky. I thought Stinky was gonna be problematic.
Stinky
But
moved in on your fucking
yeah,
doorstep.
right next to me.
Dude, what a piece
Like
of
if
shit.
I look at my window, I'm looking into
you
his
looking
room.
at Stinky.
It's like when you're just like doing the dishes and you just like look up and it's just like he's also looking up.
He's
in
walking
there-
around
He's in there
naked.
practicing his luchador moves. He's a cat. He's a luchador cat. His
Stinky.
yeah, his room is there's like wallpaper. It's like a crowd like around the outside of like a ring. It's awesome.
That rules.
Oh,
I got this
man.
guy named Colton. I think he's a horse or
Probably.
something?
Cold
Yeah.
is a horse thing.
True,
so.
true, true. He's very, very annoying, and I want him out. But I'm like every option I can have, like dialogue wise, to talk to this dude. I'm just being as rude as I can possibly be, and he's just like, "Oh, no problem," like just like shaking it off. And I'm just expecting him one day to just be like, "Why are you so fucking mean to me? I'm out of here." But it has not
Start
happened.
the game up.
can't
It opens
break
up
him.
in your house. He's just sitting over your
He's
bed.
sitting
Like,
over
what the
bed.
fuck are you doing?
Playing with my fucking time machine.
Dude, I'm just picturing Steve, your Animal Crossing guy, literally standing there doing the dishes, which is not something you can do in the game. Looking out the window, and fucking Stinky the luchador next door is taking out the garbage. He accidentally looks up. You guys make eye contact, and then you can't talk for 3 days because it was awkward. You have to forget about it. You're watering your flowers.
gonna-
And you have to pretend he's not outside.
He's gonna start harvesting your
I
fucking
picked that
fruit.
spot because I was like, no one else is around here. It's a nice open spot, and it's just like I went there.
And you
later
saw
that
the
day, and it's
construction
just like,
thing.
I was like, oh, great.
What an invasive motherfucker.
Can I-
You need
so-
to get rid of him.
Can I flip the script on you guys here? I wanted to ask a question not related to Animal Crossing, just only because we're stressed for time and I wanted to get some feedback on this. I was thinking recently about one of my favorite games and how I almost didn't like it or didn't play it. So I wanted to know what games, or if there are any games that at first you guys, this is completely changing the subject.
It's okay.
If there are any games that you played and didn't stick with at first, or games that you played or didn't like, or you didn't think you were going to like that you ended up really, really loving. I don't know if this is anything that, if anything comes to mind.
I got one.
My first one, the one that I thought of was Persona 4 Golden. I had played P4 on the PS2 version and didn't get very far. And then when I eventually got a Vita, and I got P4G, hearing how good it was, I played it a little bit when I first got it and then moved on. It just didn't stick. And then like 3 more months later, when we went to New York, I got into it a little bit more and then put it down for another month. And then finally, this third time, I was like, I bought it, and like that's all I have on Vita right now. And I just like felt like I had a responsibility to play it. I finally got into it, put like 80 hours in, it became one of my favorite games ever. But it just, the beginning of that game was a little bit slow, and even though I was intrigued, I just like, I guess didn't have the patience for it. And I could tell that like the characters were fun or interesting, but I didn't know them yet, so I didn't care yet. Same thing kind of happened with Bloodborne, not the character thing, but I have played Dark Souls 1 and 2, so I thought I'd be good at Bloodborne. Steve, you didn't have this issue at all. But going into it,
a little bit at first.
I just couldn't, like, for whatever reason, this was also me, like, the first time playing a game like that, coming home from work every day and trying to do it. Before I had been in college, I had way more time on my hands. But yeah, coming home from work every day to play Bloodborne and then just dying and then being like, well, I don't feel like sitting here and doing this. Like, I'm going to go do something else. So I always just bounced off of it. And I could never make any progress. It was like 7 hours in the game before I finally, like, came to grips with it. That's a long time to play a game that you're dying at. So I almost didn't play Bloodborne. I gave it up for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And usually if I do that with a game, there's not a big chance of me coming back to it. But Bloodborne, I ended up coming back.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I love that game. And I'm now playing it again. And it's going really well, surprisingly.
Nice.
Those are recent ones that I could remember. I can't remember any old ones off the top of my head. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Life is Strange was that for me.
Yeah?
I got this because I was really excited for it because I saw the trailer for it at E3 last year, 2 years ago, whenever it came out. I was like, that game looks cool. Like, I'll get into it. Then I found it on the store. Like, oh shit, that game's like out. Like the first episode is. I'm gonna totally get that. Got it. Played like probably like 15 minutes of it. Was just like not feeling it right now. And then just put it down for months. And then I think either the second episode just came out or the third episode was about to come out. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get back into that.
Was that during the podcast?
No, it was before the podcast.
Oh, okay. Because I remember
So
you were super hyped on it
Yeah.
early on in the show.
Yeah, that was already. I think episode 4 was already out by then.
Okay.
But I think it was just like I finally was just like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and play it. And then I was like, all right, this is all right. Beat episode 1, then played episode 2, and I was like, all right, this game's fucking awesome. And you guys are fucking killing me right now because I have episode 5 downloaded right now at home, waiting for me.
That was when I picked up Steve earlier when I got out of work. He was just like, like already like in pre-depression because he's about to, like, after all this is done, he's gonna go home and finish it and just be sad about it.
Yeah, that's such a weird feeling. Me, you know what? I had that problem more when I was younger because I didn't really have the attention span to play a game for weeks on end, unless it was a multiplayer game. But recently, I've been playing Spelunky for PC. You guys play that at all?
No.
It's awesome. It's a really fun
I
game.
hear good things.
Yeah, it's just a roguelike platformer with it's got some like cool gameplay elements. It's really fun. I think you guys would like it. But when I first got it, a lot of people recommended it to me because they knew I liked platforming, and I really wasn't into it. I just didn't. Not that I didn't get it, I just didn't get what was so great about it compared to like something like Rayman or like any other game like that. And then I just saw it on my Steam library because I was bored a couple days ago, and I've been playing it, and I absolutely love it. And I plan on dumping a shitload of hours into it. So that's my recent answer. But as far as a long-term one from back in the day, I really can't think of one right now. Putting me on the spot like that.
I got Red Dead Redemption right when it came out. And I remember my grandfather was over my house. My grandfather loved Westerns. So I brought my 360 downstairs and I hooked it up to the TV, like in the living room, just to show him. And I was just playing around with it. And he was like blown away because he was like 90. And he was just like, thought it was a movie for a while. And then he was like, oh, this is a game. Like he didn't really... He would do that with like sports games too. He'd see like a sports game and be like, "Oh, the game's on." He'd be like, "No, it's not. It's not real." And he'd be like, "What are you talking about? It's not real." Because he played Sega with me. That was like the last video games he had seen. Right. So I was playing Red Dead Redemption, and I loved that game right from the get go. And I had my 360 standing up. Yeah, and my younger brother, who was like a baby at the time, crawled over to it and knocked it over onto its side. And scratched the disc inside the disc tray. It scratched it like real bad, and it didn't work anymore. And I didn't end up getting...
I remember this, actually.
Yeah, I didn't end up getting a new copy of it until the Game of the Year edition came out. Wow. And...
I think I was trying to help you get another one with my receipt or something.
Yeah, we were trying to do something, and I
think you borrowed mine for a while, too.
We were trying to scam GameStop or something.
I didn't... I remember I'm pretty sure I didn't play through it though for at least a few months until like I got the Game of the Year edition. I was devastated, but I just sort of moved on because I didn't have much of a choice. I was
what else
like 17, 16, 17 when that came out. What was that, 2000?
That was like 2010.
10? So yeah, all right. So
you're a little older.
Yeah, like 19.
But still, we ain't made it.
Still not having a whole shitload of money. So that was a bummer.
You know, the thing you just said about your brother, the very first, he crawled into the Xbox and knocked it over. The very first video of me ever taken.
Crawled inside of it.
My sister had taken like our dad's gigantic camcorder, like the one you had to like hold on your shoulder because it was 1991.
And it had an actual VHS.
I'm literally, I'm 1 year old and I'm crawling on the ground. She just put the camera down. I just fucking crawled directly into the camera and bashed my fucking head on it like an idiot. And then I just fall over and start crying, and then you just hear my sister get up and run away because she doesn't know what to do.
She bailed.
She's like going to get my mom or something.
I didn't do it. I'm out.
The first video ever taken of me is just me bashing my head open and crying.
Babies are
story of life.
Find my life, guy.
Babies are the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah.
I'm better at any baby at anything than any baby at anything. I can promise you that.
Hope so.
Fuck babies.
What about crying?
I'm great at it.
What about shitting your pants?
I can do it on command.
What about drinking
If I
out of
tell a
bottle?
baby to shit his pants, he'll look at me like, huh? And if you tell me to shit my pants,
shit your pants.
Probably already.
Shit your
but,
pants.
You know, he can try.
Shit your pants.
No, it already happened. on the couch and next to me.
Christ.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Thank God you made it onto Chris's lap, though.
True.
I haven't played Phantom Pain in over a week and a half.
I was gonna say
I got a couple things to say about that actually.
But thanks to
didn't beat
Vader
that,
Van
did you?
Oden, I'm probably gonna play it again tonight because he hooked me up with some tips.
So that's I saw him tweet you about how moving all of your units to a certain team to like your R&D team so you can upgrade the things that you need and then move them all back right away.
Right.
So speaking of Vader Van Oden and Metal Gear, so him and Death Note have the Dark Insight podcast.
Yeah.
And I the other day just listened to their 3.5 hour Metal Gear spoiler cast. Mm-hmm. It's them and Patty Stardust from Twin Humanities, our other friend. And it was fucking amazing because it's been so long. The game's been out for over a month, going on 2 months now. Yeah. But nobody really is able to talk about the spoilers. So anybody listening to this who wants to hear that, like, obviously I would on our podcast, but Dill, you haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to do that.
Have you, Steve?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really, really awesome, and it's very long, but I always think I can never listen to that much podcast, but I was just like, I completely forgot.
I consistently
there was so much Metal Gear goodness happening, and all day today I've been talking to them three and Morbid Beard all on Twitter about the MGS3 thing that you brought up last episode about how
Yeah.
it being like a virtual reality thing.
Mhm.
So we were all talking about that. Don't read into it though, because there's a few spoilers in there.
Okay, I'm not going.
People were speculating with MGS5 and stuff. So, but yeah, so go and check out that podcast, Dark Insight Podcast, if you want to hear more Metal Gear stuff.
Hopefully, I'm gonna dive back into it tonight. Hopefully, we can have our own. Version of
Yeah.
that
Listening to them
sometime
talk about it,
soon.
like I'm just like fully back on board about like with like Kojima's genius and who has now officially left Konami. Everybody, and yeah, it's I'm super excited to see what he did next because everything that I felt let down about by listening to this podcast, finally, it's like I wasn't talking, although they actually did read the letter I wrote to them on that episode.
Oh, cool.
So I got to have my own thoughts aired. But just hearing the discussion, like basically echoing same things that I've thought, it was fucking sweet, and it sort of brought some closure to everything I was feeling and made me appreciate the game more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Cool.
I got one other thing, just to a plug. So our buddy Jake Lionheart.
Yeah.
Who's been supported, was it Jacobs _ Talkbox?
Yes.
On Twitter.
That's right.
So he did a Metal Gear Solid 5 concept album.
Yes, I
It's a
saw this.
5-song thing, and I'm really into it. So
is it like chiptune or is it like
no, it's just like he just wrote songs, and it's as if he were a soldier at Mother Base,
Oh, okay.
just like being around all these guys. And I've listened to all the songs, and there's some that really, really like hit me in way, and I actually wasn't ready for that, but because I'm such a Metal Gear nerd. But they could all stand alone, like without being Metal Gear songs. But anyway, I just wanted to give that a plug. It's jakelionheart.bandcamp.com, and it's Songs from Outer Heaven, but it says by Decoy Anaconda because that was the name that he got from the name generator thing that we were doing.
That fucking
Yeah.
rules.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because he always shows us so much love.
Yeah,
And
he's a
I'm-
good dude.
I'm
Really
really,
good dude.
I'm really digging this. So
You're the man, Jake.
Yeah, good job, man.
Keep
being
supporting
rad.
us. You're the man.
Yeah, so Jake,
I'm gonna actually check that out.
Jake
once we-
Lionheart.
That sounds
Bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah. What do we got here? Are we trying to wrap up?
Yeah, I
Or do
think.
we have
Are
time
you
for-
guys
10
good?
minutes.
Do you have
We got-
anything else to say?
Joe, do you want to tell us a spooky ghost story?
Yeah, we did have that one
From, Darth
tweet that we
Shinobi,
didn't answer.
right?
Yeah, it was from Darth Shinobi, essentially asking.
Do we have
we've
any
had
paranormal
real-
experience? We
This
got
has
time for
not
like
been a-
one, right?
Has not been a spooky episode, but we can
Because our
end
next
it.
episode will be released after Halloween, and I think we
Right.
can still make it spooky. But
Of course.
Wait,
but-
this current one's gonna be released after?
No.
no, this.
Oh yeah, the one following this. Yeah.
So-
Unless, which we
You
could.
said, I believe you said last time you had a pretty good one, right?
I do.
Can we hear it?
Do you want to hear it?
I want to
do.
hear
So
it.
I have to say that I love this shit. I spend a lot of time like devoted to like spooky ghost stuff and like paranormal crap. I'm also a humongous skeptic. I really, really like literally.
too,
I'm
for the
literally like
record.
Fox
Same.
Mulder. Like I want to believe really, really bad.
But you don't.
9 times out of 10, I don't.
Me too.
But that I'm still very excited to hear the story. I've probably heard it before, but
See, listen, I'm not entirely sure it was paranormal. I don't know what to make of it thinking about it now because it happened so many years ago.
tell it as it is.
And I haven't told the story in quite a long time, but I will tell you.
I'm excited.
So it was a summer day, and my good friend Kyle was having people sleeping at his house, and we had been, not drinking or smoking or anything because we were only about 12, 13 years old, and we were with some other friends, all of them, which you guys know, all of them. TK was there. That is just for the record, and we were just hanging out, playing video games, doing whatever, and then we decided to go for a walk. This was probably at like 6 o'clock at night, so it was still light out because it was the summertime. And we're just lighting shit on fire in the streets, just being punks. And TK is like, hey, man, like, you should, spray paint your name on the side of the road. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why we're going to do that because we had a can of spray paint with us. And I didn't want to tag anything because I thought that would be strange. So he's like, all right, well, then do it with bug spray and then light it on fire. And it'll say Joe flaming on the street. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And that's not a permanent thing. So I'll do it. So I did it. It looks cool. I thought nothing more of it. We went back to Kyle's. Hours went by. And now it's about midnight. And we're all hanging out in the tent because we were camping out in his backyard for some reason. I don't know why.
You were 12.
Yeah, because we were youngins. And we decided to go for another walk, a spooky walk, because it was now dark out. And we had passed the same area that I bug sprayed and lit on fire. And the Joe was still burnt onto the pavement. And I was like, huh, that's really weird. I wonder if anyone saw that. Just in my own head. I didn't say that out loud. And we're walking. And we walk by this like woodsy area. And I hear this like ruffling. And I'm like, what was that? Didn't say anything. Kept walking. Then I hear it again. And then TK pokes me and goes, hey, did you hear that? Because him and I are kind of lagging a little behind the group. I'm like, yeah, I heard that. That was kind of weird. And then, walking. About 30 seconds go by. and all of a sudden I just feel something behind me. Like I just fucking know there's something behind me. And we're in a quiet neighborhood street. It's like midnight. There's no way someone else is walking directly behind me, but I felt like there was. And all of a sudden I hear someone go, "Joe," just like that loud, everything, like clear as day. And I look behind me and I see this white figure, looked like a man, but I couldn't make out its face, but it was maybe wearing white or it was all white. I don't really know. And it walked directly into the shrubs that we were behind and just disappeared. And I was like, all right, either my mind's playing tricks on me or that actually just happened. Like, it's one of the two. Like, I definitely saw that. I don't know how I saw it, but I definitely saw that.
It's even creepier if it's an actual person.
Right. That's what I was thinking at the time. At the time, I was like, that had to have been an actual person. Like, there's no way that's anything else. So I look over at TK, and his mouth is wide open, and he's looking at me, and he goes, "Did you just see that?" And I was like, "Are you fucking with me right now, dude? Is somebody playing a joke on me?" And he's like, "Did you just see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just saw that." And he goes, "It said your name." And he referred to it as it. And just that alone fucked me up real bad. And I was like, what do we do? That was the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen. And he's like, we go investigate. And you guys know how he is. He's a Marine. He's like very down.
He even was when he was 12.
Right. He's very,
basically
but
was.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's very down to do anything. So I'm like, you can go over there and look. I'm staying right here. So he goes over to the shrubs and looks, and he's waving me over. And I'm like, fuck. So I walk over there, and behind the shrubs is a fucking brick wall. Brick wall. You aren't going anywhere behind that brick wall. It was like 10 feet tall, and it ran down the entire fucking street. And there was nobody in there, no signs of anybody ever walking in there. It was the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen. And then I just shook it off, and we went back to Kyle's house, and I just sat there and like didn't sleep at all. And I was like, did that really happen? Did TK play a fucking joke on me? Because none of the other guys saw it because they were further ahead. And to this day, TK and I always talk about that. And he's always like, yeah, dude, that was a ghost. That was the only time I ever saw a ghost. So now I'm kind of convinced it was a ghost because, like, what the fuck else could it be? Mm-hmm. It was really weird. I feel like it was something that you needed to see with your own eyes to really get creeped out by, because me telling the story isn't really giving you much detail. But it was just super unsettling, and I was super young, so I'm sure that had something to do with it fucking me up so bad.
I have one that you were there for.
I was there for?
Yes, this is a couple of years ago. And most ghost stories are founded on, like, I saw something.
Right.
This one wasn't. You, me, our friend Calvin, and Fergie.
Oh my god.
Fergie.
Ghost dog?
Yeah. So we're at there's a pond in our hometown, and we're all hanging out at it. It's real late at night, and we're sitting under this tent that was put up, like, for some reason, at a picnic table, and we're all just hanging out there shooting the shit. And all of a sudden there's like a quiet moment, there's a lull in the conversation, and you just hear it sounds like either like the whinnying of a horse or a chain rattling, like some sort of high-pitched noise. And we're all kind of looking around, and we're just like, did you guys hear that? And behind us there's a trailer, and we're thinking, is there an animal in that trailer or something? Like, you know, like a horse in this, like a stabled horse or something like that. Like, no one would leave a fucking horse in a trailer like overnight. So
yeah, it was like 1 a.m. Right?
It was late, yeah. And we go over to the trailer. There's no air supply, like no holes in it so there's definitely not an animal in it, and the sound's not coming from there. So we're like, that was really weird. Maybe it was just something walking by, because it's like it's not a wooded area, but there's woods on the other side of the street. So who knows? So we're sitting down again. We're just hanging out. We hear it again, and we're like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's something, and we all hear it. So we assume there must be something around. So we start walking around, and we get down to near the water, and there's like a bank. So you can walk to a certain point, and then it drops off like a ledge, like maybe 2 or 3 feet, and then there's like the beach, the small beach, like it just maybe like 3 feet of sand and rocks.
It's a little like
the water.
landing.
Yeah, but there's a drop. And we go over to that, and I don't remember the order in which that happened, but it wasn't me and it wasn't you first. Someone was ahead of us, and then we hear like the sound of like a chain and it's like something running, towards us and a chain rattling as if it were on a chain, on a dog with a collar,
Right.
with a chain attached to it. And the person who's either Calvin or Fergie just turns and runs toward us. They're in front of us and they go, oh no. And they turn and they just run toward us. And they're like, something's fucking over there. Like, there's something over there. And it just ran at us. But I saw nothing. We didn't see anything. I heard it. I felt it. I sensed it. But I didn't see anything.
It was there.
And so we're like, you're fucking crazy. You're high. Like, there's no way that's happening. And I walk over there, and I'm, like, trying to see. Like, there must be something here. Like, it's not a fucking ghost. And, whoa. The mic started moving. There's
There's
the
a ghost. Oh, my God.
I walk toward the bank, and I'm looking around. I'm like, maybe someone, like chained up some poor animal. Like, we should help it. And I hear the chain start moving and then feet running toward me, and I stand there as long as I can because I'm like, I'm gonna see this thing. If it's on a chain, then it probably can't get to me, so I'm just gonna stand here. And then I swear I felt like I see nothing, but I feel like breath coming at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, and I just turn and I run. And like, it was just my auto response. Like,
I'm literally getting chills thinking about that.
it was
happening.
within a foot of me. If there was something, like, I have every sense in my body besides my sight was telling me there is a dangerous animal within arm's length of you. Get the fuck out of there. And we just ran away. We never like left. We just kept going further away from it, and it would stop. And then one at a time we'd go, and it would happen. We could hear it. Like, I could hear it when you did it. Like, we could all hear it, but we never, ever found anything. And we stayed there, and then eventually we left because we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
To this day, one of the most strange, unexplainable things that's ever happened to me.
That was extremely weird.
Very fucking weird.
I forgot about
Ghost
that.
dog, man.
Ghost dog.
That was legit. That scared the crap out of me. At the time.
Indeed.
Yeah, so there's been a
Should we
couple.
call it? Do I have time?
What?
I'll squeeze one in.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
make it quick.
The only reason I'm telling this is because it happened while I was playing World of Warcraft back in the day. So I was staying up really late. I was online with you guys, probably all of you, and I think I had taken my headphones off. I was getting ready to call it a night. And do you guys remember that old, like, the loft that I used to be in?
Yes.
So in my old house, there was a loft that was separated from the rest of the house. Although the way that it was, like, I had to walk through the entire house and go upstairs and go up other stairs and whatever to get to, like, where my bedroom was and where everybody else in my house was. But technically the wall of this loft was against my sister's wall. So if she had her TV on really loud or something, or if she was talking really loud, I could kind of hear her muffled through the wall. So I'm up late playing World of Warcraft. I finally take my headphones out, and I hear this, like, something like that. Just this little, like, soft noise. So I get up and I turn my air conditioner off because I was like, oh, that was weird. And I just sit back down and I'm listening. And then suddenly, like, now I'm feeling really, really cold. Maybe it's just because I got, like, spooked by whatever that was. But that was another initiative to turn the AC off. So I hear it again. And I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be, like, background noise coming from World of Warcraft. So I put my headphones back in. I'm trying to listen. Like, maybe that's what it is. And I unplug them and I'm listening. Because in what is it called? The Undercity. There's always weird, like, ghostly background noise. So I just straight up log out of World of Warcraft. And I'm pretty sure I was, like, on AIM with you, Dylan, like, telling you this is happening. I just keep hearing this, like, and then it dawns on me, oh, duh, that's my sister in her room. Either her TV's up really loud or she's on the phone, like, yelling at her boyfriend or something. Like, and so I go over to, like, that corner of the room where I'd be able to hear her, and I don't hear anything. And then I go back to the computer and I'm just sitting there, like, kind of freaked out. But, like, what is this noise I'm hearing? I'm, like, kind of, like, going over to the window. I was like, is it something outside? No, it sounded like it was behind me where I was sitting at my desk. And I had the entire open room behind me, which made it worse because it's, like, my back is facing, like, the open space. And I just keep hearing the same, and then I realize it's just repeating. It's not a conversation happening. It's not a TV playing. It's just the same sound getting made over and over again. And I had no explanation for it, but I freaked out and ran away. Or I would just be like, all right, time to go to bed. I had to run across, like, my entire house through the dark. Like, fuck, okay, that sucked. And then, like, 3 months later, same thing is happening. And this time, my cat's there. And so I'm like, oh, is it my cat, like, snoring or something like that? But he's not snoring. He's alert. And he looks up suddenly, like he's, like, chasing a bug with his eyes, looking around, and then he just stops. And I'm like, nah, you need to chill right now. Like, what are you looking at? And I'm hearing that. And my cat is just staring up behind me. And I'm sure that this was all in my mind or my eyes being tired or whatever. But my cat stops, stares for 5 seconds, freaks out, jumps off of the little railing, and then just bolts down the stairs and goes away. And I'm like, you need to fucking chill out. And I turn around, and of course, I don't see anything, but I swear out of the corner of my eye, I just see something black move. Just move out of the corner of my vision, which could very easily be just the corner of my vision, you know, and nothing else. But at that point, I don't even think I like logged off on my computer. I was just like, nah, I'm done. And then just like bailed on that room. So I never knew what it was. I remember like asking my mom, did anybody ever die in here? And then she was like, no, nobody died in our house. And then like 3 months later, she was like, oh, actually, yeah, a girl OD'd in that part of the house. Yeah. She was a young girl and she was just taking drugs and she had an overdose. And I was like, no, Mom.
Maybe she was just trying to scare you.
Yeah, she was like, stop
not doing
playing
drugs.
Warcraft, you idiot. You're a
basically
nerd.
drugs.
You're a nerd.
I just texted TK and asked if he remembered the ghost, and he goes, I'd never forget. It's one of those things you'll think about until the day you fucking die. It was so creepy.
All right.
It really was.
We should have
so
him on
weird,
sometime.
man.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we
He's
should,
a great
definitely.
talker.
He is a great talker.
Oh god, yeah. We'd have to
Okay.
turn the mics down quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
So we'll wrap it up. Dill, do you have anything to say?
No,
wait.
remind me.
Steve, do you have a ghost story?
No, I don't.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't wait because I already knew he
I
didn't.
figured Steve would. And I just had to ask.
Remind me next week. I'll tell the theory that I have that I'm being followed by aliens.
Oh, lovely thing to leave it on.
Oh yeah,
Keep them hanging.
yeah. All right, we
Great.
done here.
Yeah, we're done. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast Chomp.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Chomp Chain Podcast on Facebook. I was thinking maybe we could start some discussion there. You post something, people talk.
Yeah.
It's all like people we know in real life. So, yeah, some of you cool dudes from Twitter, cool dudes and dudettes. Speaking of that, yeah, you guys can say something. Hold on.
Yeah. We're not really too active on Facebook, but we do post usually once a day. So give us a shout on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. You can find us on iTunes at the Chomp Chain Podcast. You can find us at Mediafire for the MP3.
You can't like look us up.
Yeah, but you can get the Mediafire links.
You could. Yeah, look at our Twitter for the direct download links from Mediafire.
ChompChainPodcast.tumblr.com. I try to post all the links there.
Yep.
And divide them by episode. I just want to shout out to, God, you make your, this is a friend I've had on the internet since Tumblr a long time ago. I don't know how to pronounce any of your fucking names on any social media. At Hylian_Jong with 2 J's, JJONG, for giving us codes to the demo for the Zelda game.
Triforce Heroes.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to talk more about next week
Yeah,
because we
cool.
didn't get to it.
Thanks, friend.
Really fun game.
I don't know how to pronounce any of the names. They're all Korean or something. You confuse me.
So yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks, Dad.
This
Thank
is a
you.
formal request for any of our friends overseas. If you could you please like upload a video of you making fun of our accents? Because I've never really hear anyone making fun of American accents, and I think it would be really funny. So please do your worst impressions of us, and I don't know, tweet them to us or some shit.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Everyone have a nice life.
Please enjoy this music by Anthony Dooley, the Frim Fram Sauce, and everybody take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Mwah.